most people call this seaweed, but after looking at the astounding health benefits of this, I prefer to call it a sea vegetable or a superfood. So in my opinion, if you want a really good, cheap vitamin and mineral supplement for the whole family, it's really hard to beat the sea vegetables that you find at the beach or the sea vegetables that you go and get at the supermarket or Asian food store. So what I'm going to do is just touch on a few of the key points that you really want to know about sea vegetables. So firstly, sea vegetables, whether they're like red, green, brown or blue, those are the main types, have a much higher nutrient concentration compared to the vegetables that you'd pick up at your greengrocer or your supermarket and even other food groups. So what does this actually look like practically, and what does this actually mean? So if you look here, this is 8 grams of dried wakame, 8 grams of dried kelp and 8 grams of dried ground wakame. And we've chosen this to actually represent the seaweed that we're showing you tonight, because this is actually a typical daily intake of some Japanese people groups. They actually have around this amount of seaweed in their food daily. So if you take 8 grams of dried seaweed, from this you can get around up to 3 grams of fibre. And this is great because fibre helps to reduce the amount of time that waste sits in our gut. This reduces constipation and the likelihood that you're going to develop colon cancer and other many great benefits of fibre. And 3 grams is actually quite a decent chunk or hit of fibre. When you think about an apple, has around 1.8 grams of fibre, a bowl of porridge has 1.3 grams of fibre approximately, and a banana has around 1.1 grams of fibre. So 3 grams is a good amount. Not only does it provide you with fibre, but also you get an amazing amount of minerals, a range of minerals from sea vegetables. So even though there are certain anti-nutrients or matrices or structures within the seaweed which help reduce the amount of minerals that you might absorb or that's bioavailable in your body, you still get a really good source of these minerals. So if you look at the mineral content, you're probably going to be shocked or pleasantly surprised. So 8 grams of dried seaweed has around 260 milligrams of calcium, which is equivalent to the calcium found in a cup of milk or 1 ounce or 28 grams of cheese. So it's a good amount of calcium. And not only does it have calcium, some types of seaweed have around 22 milligrams of iron. And even though that's non-heme iron, so non-animal iron, it's still 10 times the amount of iron that you'd get in 85 grams or 3 ounces of ground beef. So if you don't eat a lot of meat or you're a vegetarian, then you definitely want to take note of that. Also, the World Health Organization thinks that iron deficiency is a big problem and considers it to be the main nutrient deficiency worldwide. The World Health Organization also thinks that iodine is a big problem, iodine deficiency. And if you don't have enough iodine and you're pregnant, it can be a problem because you can develop cretinism in your unborn infant, which is actually irreversible brain damage, and also it can cause miscarriage. Iodine deficiency can also lead to fibrocystic breast condition, which is a benign lumpiness and discomfort of the breast, and that can actually go on to breast cancer. And again, we said that the Japanese people eat a lot of seaweed sometimes, and they actually have the lowest rates of breast cancer, and that could be a reason why. And actually, sea vegetables come to the rescue again, because sea vegetables are said to be one of the most natural and best sources of iodine. So it's great for those minerals. And I've only mentioned 3 minerals, and there are plenty of other minerals, but we'll move on to vitamins. Sea vegetables also give you a good boost of the vitamins A, B, C, and E, and some trace elements. And in fact, probably things that we haven't even discovered as scientists that they provide our bodies with. And those little things that often you don't get in the terrestrial, or the nutrients that you wouldn't get in the terrestrial vegetables, fruits and vegetables, you can get in the sea vegetables. So if you don't like seaweed, then there are possibly ways that you can hide it in your food, or that you can actually make up your own fertilizer or things for your garden at home, which can incorporate benefits of seaweed into your vegetables that way. But I personally like seaweed, find it very easy to have, and my kids often beg me for seaweed for a snack. We just chop it up into little bits. this kind is particularly easy to eat, and we just chew on it, and it's easy to eat, and I actually like the salty taste of the snack. So hopefully I've convinced you that it's a really good idea to try and use sea vegetables in your diet and in the diets of your kids daily.